welcome. You all signed up for my fine china painting class. I'm so excited. You know, it's a 3-class minimum, and it's 50 cents a class.
Oh.
You know, in the old days, I only used to charge a nickel, but, you know, times go up and things get more expensive. So before we start, I wondered if anybody had any questions. What, you'd like to know more about my life?
I did.
Well, lovely. Thank you for asking this. I was born in 1863 in Grafton, Vermont. I went to the Vermont Academy, and I had quite an eye for art, so I took some advanced art classes. I think I must have got kind of restless because I decided I wanted to see more of the world. So I moved to the Dakota Territories.
Oh, wow.
They weren't even states then, they were just territories. That was the Wild West. And there I lived with my sister and I taught school. And I might have stayed there forever. But I met Staley Poole. He was 21 years older than me. He was a man of the world. We got married in 1988. I was 25 years old.
1888.
Oh, 1888. I'm old. It's been a while. So, he got a job offer from this. It was actually a company that had originally started in Vermont by a blacksmither. You might have heard of it, Deere and Company. So we moved to Moline, Illinois. Now, Staley traveled extensively. He was a very intelligent man. He traveled for Deere. He went to Australia, China, Japan, Russia, the Philippines, Cuba, Mexico. And in those days, it took a long time to get to those places, and he stayed for a long time. And he actually helped the farmers adapt the John Deere equipment for their needs. In his lifetime, he had 31 patents for Deere. So, what did I do in all my free time? Well, I tried to stay busy. I was active in the Daughters of the American Revolution. I taught Sunday school at the First Baptist Church in Moline. I taught the boys. I just couldn't bear to teach the girls. You see that little tombstone down there that looks kind of like a log?
Oh.
Well, that's our Emma May. She died when she was 14 months old. We called it quinsy. Today, you would call it epiglottitis. You know, we didn't have antibiotics and vaccinations in those days. So to keep me busy, I opened my own art store. And there I sold art supplies, my original watercolors, my fine painted china, or you could paint china yourself and I would fire it in my kiln. Now at one time I employed as many as 6 women in my store. These were girls, young girls, or spinsters, women who never got married, or widowed ladies, because in those days, if you were married or had children, you did not work. Now, I was quite successful, and my wares were sold at Davenport, Des Moines, Iowa, Sacramento, California, El Paso, Texas, and I made quite a profit. I actually saved $20,000.
Wow.
Now, $20,000 in my day would be equivalent to $600,000 in your day.
Wow.
I decided to build my own building, so I did. And it's downtown on 5th Avenue in Moline, 1526 5th Avenue. You might know it as the old Malcolm Jewelry Store or the University Club. The basement was my storage area and my kiln. The first floor was the store. Second floor, I had several apartments that I rented out. And the third floor was Staley and my private residence. 5th Avenue was an exciting place to be at that time. Many successful businessmen would come to my store to buy something for their sweetheart. Oh, I forgot to tell you. You know that building I built with my money? Do you think they put Mattie Poole on that building? No, they put S.L. Poole on that. They put my husband's name.
Oh,
No,
of
I
course.
paid for it with my own money. But anyway, so speaking about sweets, this lovely Italian couple moved in down the street and they opened this candy store called Lagar Marcino's. I had quite a sweet tooth. I was there a lot. So, some of the people complained that my store was a little crowded, but I like to show all my wares. And I always said, if I can get these ample hips down the aisle, so can you. I might have been the first person to enact that you break it, you buy it policy. I'm Mattie Poole. I'm an artist and a businesswoman. I lived from 1863 to 1948.